Welcome back to Movie Matchmaker. We not only review movies, but also give you a list of movies with similar storylines. On today's episode, we take a look at Django Unchained, released in 2009, directed by Quentin Tarantino, follows Django, Jamie Foxx, a slave who is freed by a German bounty hunter named Dr. King Schultz, Christoph Waltz. Schultz, who despises slavery, takes Django under his wing and trains him as a bounty hunter. In return, Django assists Schultz in tracking down and killing dangerous criminals. Their partnership is driven by Django's desire to find and rescue his wife, who was sold separately from him. Their search leads them to the plantation of the charming yet ruthless Calvin Candy, Leonardo DiCaprio, who owns Broomhilda. Schultz and Django devise an elaborate ruse to gain access to Candy's estate and negotiate for Broomhilda's freedom. The plan, however, spirals into violence and chaos. Schultz's refusal to shake hands with the vile Candy results in a deadly shootout. Django, displaying remarkable resilience and cunning, ultimately exacts revenge on Candy and his cohorts, freeing his beloved Broomhilda and escaping from the carnage, symbolizing his journey from enslavement to emancipation. Django Unchained plot is revenge, justice, and intense action. If you love such movies, then here are 5 similar movies as Django Unchained. First is 12 Years a Slave, released in 2013, directed by Steve McQueen, is a harrowing true story based on the 1853 memoir by Solomon Northup. The film follows Solomon, Chiwetel Ejiofor, a free black man living in New York in the 1840s. Solomon is kidnapped and sold into slavery, stripped of his identity, and forced to endure the brutal conditions of the Southern plantation system. He is subjected to the cruelty of various slave owners, including the sadistic Edwin Epps, while striving to retain his dignity and hope for freedom. Throughout his 12 years in captivity, Solomon witnesses and experiences unimaginable suffering, yet he maintains his resolve to survive and return to his family. His fortitude is finally rewarded when he meets a Canadian abolitionist, Samuel Bass, Brad Pitt, who risks his life to send letters to Solomon's friends in the North. With their help, Solomon is eventually freed and reunited with his family, but the film leaves an indelible mark, illustrating the profound impact of slavery on individuals and the enduring human spirit's quest for freedom. Second one is The Hateful Eight, released in 2015, another film by Tarantino, a Western set in post-Civil War Wyoming. The film begins with bounty hunter John the Hangman Ruth, Kurt Russell, transporting his fugitive prisoner, Daisy Domergue, Jennifer Jason Leigh, to the town of Red Rock to be hanged. Along the way, they encounter another bounty hunter, Major Marquis Warren, Samuel L. Jackson, and Chris Mannix, Walton Goggins, who claims to be the new sheriff of Red Rock. A severe blizzard forces them to seek refuge at Minnie's Haberdashery, a remote lodge where they meet a group of mysterious strangers: Bob, who is running the lodge in Minnie's absence; Oswaldo Mowbray, a hangman; Joe Gage, a quiet cowboy; and General Sandy Smithers, a former Confederate officer. As the storm rages outside, tensions rise inside the lodge. Ruth and Warren are suspicious of the others, believing one or more of them may be conspiring to free Domergue. Through a series of revelations, lies, and violent confrontations, the true motives and identities of the characters are gradually unveiled. Major Warren uses his cunning and brutal tactics to expose the plot against Ruth, leading to a bloody and chaotic climax, in typical Tarantino fashion. Third is Unforgiven, released in 1992, directed by and starring Clint Eastwood, is a revisionist Western that follows William Money Eastwood, a retired outlaw and notorious gunslinger who has settled into a quiet, reformed life on his farm. When a local brothel in Big Whiskey, Wyoming, offers a reward for the killing of 2 cowboys who violently disfigured a prostitute, Money is reluctantly drawn back into a life of violence. He partners with his old friend Ned Logan, Morgan Freeman, and a young aspiring gunfighter named the Schofield Kid, James Woolvett, to claim the bounty and confront the harsh realities of his past. As Money and his companions face increasingly brutal confrontations with the lawmen of Big Whiskey, led by the self-righteous Sheriff Little Bill Daggett, Money's past deeds and moral complexities come to light. Fourth is The Revenant, directed by Alejandro G., released in 2015, is a gripping survival drama set in the 1820s American frontier. The film follows Hugh Glass, Leonardo DiCaprio, a frontiersman and fur trapper who is left for dead by his expedition team after being brutally mauled by a bear. Despite his severe injuries, Glass embarks on a grueling journey through the wilderness, driven by the need for revenge against John Fitzgerald, Tom Hardy, one of his former companions who betrayed him and murdered his son. Glass faces extreme hardship, battling the elements, hostile Native American tribes, and his own deteriorating health in his quest for survival and vengeance. The film is renowned for its stunning cinematography and relentless portrayal of nature's harshness. As Glass's journey progresses, his struggle becomes not only a fight for survival, but also a deeply personal quest for justice and redemption. And last pick for the day is Inglourious Basterds, released in 2009, directed by Quentin Tarantino, is a World War II film that intertwines multiple narratives with a focus on a group of Jewish American soldiers known as the Bastards, led by Lieutenant Aldo Raine, Brad Pitt. The Bastards are tasked with a mission to terrorize and eliminate Nazi soldiers behind enemy lines in occupied France. Their path intersects with Shosanna Dreyfus, Melanie Laurent, a Jewish woman who owns a cinema in Paris. Shosanna's own plan for revenge involves a daring plot to use her theater as the venue for a grand premiere of a Nazi propaganda film, which she intends to turn into a trap for high-ranking German officers. The film culminates in a dramatic and explosive climax at Shosanna's cinema, where both the Bastards and Shosanna's plans converge in a violent showdown. Through Tarantino's signature blend of dark humor, intense action, and revisionist history. There you have it. If you are a fan of movies with themes of slavery, revenge, justice, survival, and endurance, then this is a good pick for you. As always, subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.